Welcome back to Express to Impress, where each expression creates a lasting impression. And whilst in the first two chapters of this series, which you can watch from the links in the description, we have taken videos from participants, stitching them together with intros and outros. In this one, we've got the interviewee or the expression live with us. In today's episode, we're going to be taking a look at how a disability can be defied, how a misconception so closely related to a disability can be so wrong. I'd like to introduce to you Aishwarya KM, who is pursuing clinical psychology from Christ and planning to take that up as a career. Despite being low vision, however, she's also been learning classical dance for a while. Now, when you generally look at society, the unfortunate stigma or misconception is that most people who are visually impaired may not be able to dance as well. But here we have someone that completely defies that. Apart from that, she's also into music. She likes philosophical content, watching movies, and advocating on mental health, disability, and inclusion. I've talked for a long time. Let me bring Aishwarya on. Hi, Aishwarya. How are you doing today?
Hello, it's nice to be here. I'm so happy. I'm so glad that we're doing this. I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing great. It's an absolute honor to have you today. So, Aishwarya, tell me, we'll begin from the beginning, I guess. If you could maybe delve a little into your upbringing, I guess, how you navigated around with your disability, how you kind of built up into a social circle, I guess, and how that all led into dance.
I am from Bangalore, and I am born into any other middle class family. And I think when I was 5, it was discovered that I have problem with my vision. I used to always go and sit right in front of the TV while the TV is on. So, and that's how, like, they went to a small clinic nearby, and then they found out, okay, there's this some problem like this is there. They called it RP, and you need to go to a bigger hospital and to find out. So that's when like it all started. It all broke into my family that okay, I have this problem, and they were counseled because of consanguinity. This happened, and a lot of things. And they also broke into them that there's no treatment for this, which like broke them down a lot, it was startling, it was very shocking at the same time. And even now they feel that there should be like they keep praying there should be a treatment, there should be a treatment for this. I went to a normal inclusive regular school itself. After I joined the school, it was discovered that I have this problem. So the school didn't have any problem as such in me having there. So it was fine. It went on, but however, there was a lot of difficulties in terms of social circles or making friends. There were few friends, but the teachers would be nicer to me, or they would be like, they would be a bit more partial, not exactly partial, but they would be more nicer, me be more sweeter. They're like, okay, it's okay, you didn't do it's fine, it's okay, you didn't cut your nails, it's okay, it's fine. They're very sweet. And that thing, the friends or classmates around me would not like it. So like teachers would give me extra time to write. Teachers would make me give me extra time to, they would write on the board, and like they rub it off sooner, right? But they would give me time. Okay, it's okay, you're right, you didn't complete your notes, it's okay. So they would be a little lenient for me, and that was like a problem with a lot of my classmates and friends. I think it was not a like problem as such. At that age, they themselves would not understand what exactly I was going through. And yeah, and these teachers were too nice, like at least most of them. But I was always into other extracurricular activities. I loved singing and dancing since childhood. Like I started, my mom made me join classes when I was 6 only. So into music and dance. So I like, and I continued dance throughout. Though I could not continue music, I continued dance from 6 years till now. So I'm doing it. Like it has been on and off, but I'm doing it. I'm learning classical dance. So yeah, and it's become like, like if I'm happy, I dance. If I'm sad, I dance. Like it's become like a way where I can just put out all my emotions, like a catharsis for me. Dance is like.
That's so cool. And I can completely relate. I should actually begin by saying I can completely relate with the TV story. Funnily enough, that's how my family found out that I am completely blind as well. uh, they found out that I was, in contrast, looking away from the TV. And it's really cool that you're dancing, because actually, this is something I'd like to ask you as well. Have you ever heard, I guess, in society, people asking you how you could dance, being someone who can't see as well as the majority?
They were always surprised because I have some amount of vision. They're like, okay, probably she can see someone showing the dance movements, and she can copy. But yeah, I mean, still it's very difficult. I can't see. Classical dance has a lot of mudras, right? The eye problem that I have is degenerating.
Right.
Like as you age, it will deteriorate. So like in my childhood, I could see mudras. I could pretty much, I could see like if the other person shows. But now I can't see clearly if someone shows me mudras, or if someone shows me movements. So I always go closer, or tell them to explain the mudra that you're doing. And a lot of people don't understand, like, okay, she has some form of vision, she has some low vision, maybe that's how she's able to dance, she's able to see. And there was this, I took this dance movement therapy in my college. Very contrastingly, that teacher she was telling about dance movement therapy, explaining everything, the history and all that. And at the end, she was also telling what on populations where dance movement therapy can't be conducted. So, and then one of the populations that she told was blindness. And I was like, I was like, after the class, ma'am, I have low vision. And then she's like, how do you do dance? I'm like, I do. I was like, I do. It's a part of expression. I do it. People like that, who have been trained in such therapies or such, dances. She's also classically trained. She's an Italian, but classical trained. But so, I mean, yeah, she was also very surprised and very happy to see, like, people like us are like doing dance.
You heard it here first, guys. Being visually impaired has little if nothing to do with your ability to be able to dance. Another point I'd like to cover is, because I mean, you've already gone through high school and your bachelor's as well, and you've gone through most of it with RP. You must have had a pretty vast or an interesting support system. So I just wanted to ask, what did your support system look like, and what is it currently? And what does an optimal support system look like to you?
For me, always, my parents were very encouraging to do anything. Even after college, I would go to multiple classes. Even after school, I would go to multiple other classes, and they would still, pick me, drop me from school, and again also pick me, drop me from these classes. So they were very open. They were like treating me like any other regular kid. So, and they were putting a lot of effort to give me that, that life that any other regular person has. So even not just in terms of extracurricular classes or courses, even in terms of my education, I had to travel to long distances to do my internships, to do my research. So, and they were still very supportive. So they would, like, it would be an hour away or something, or 2 hours away, and they would still, and they give me like all possible gadgets and supportive technology, so that I can be like easily, I can be in ease when I'm studying or doing anything. So I think treating you like any other kid and putting that extra effort, matters a lot. So, yeah, that will be like, and putting an extra effort to give you that better life, like you deserve. So that is like an optimal support. That's the intention that a parent should have. So yeah, if the parent thinks that, okay, like, already there's so much stigma in the society, you have to anyway, get married, or maybe you can't, you might not get job because uh you know people with PWDs, though there's a reservation and all that, people don't usually get jobs.
Mm.
And there's very nowadays a lot of people are coming up, who are doing, pursuing uh, vocational courses or doing higher education. But at least 5 6 years ago, at least 10 years ago, like, if I ask my mom's generation, like, I ask her, I mean, I went to the same college that she went to in UG, and I
Mm.
asked her, like, what are the percentage of disabled students that you saw in your college when you were there studying in that same college? She's like, hardly one. She didn't see any of them. But now, like, in my UG, when I was doing my UG, there were 5 6 other people with disability.
Oh.
So, I mean, see that proportion, it's increasing now. Like, from then to now, people are coming out and people are participating. So, until and unless parents break out that, that stigma, that fear, or that shame that they have, okay, the kid is like this, and, like, until and unless the parents break out all of those mental blocks, children can't prosper. So everything begins with the family.
I can completely resonate as someone who's had that backing, who's been so lucky to be able to get a family that has supported me throughout. And I'm so glad that that's been your support system as well. It's clearly translated well into who you are as a person, and even objectively speaking. So you are pursuing a master's in uh medical psychology, clinical psychology, apologies. Tell us how that interest came into being. How did you get into clinical psychology, and where do you want to go next?
Okay, that's very interesting because when I started psychology, I think read in some English textbook or something in my school about psychology, and I was like, okay, this is something very interesting, like something about mental health, and also I was dealing a lot with my mental health in my adolescence, so I was like,
Mm,
why don't I read about it, or why don't I pursue it, or just I don't know, just try. I never thought that I'd go up, be a psychologist, counsel people, do clinical psychology. No, I never thought that way. But it was the subject itself was fascinating, and also mental health, right? It's something I can also help myself by reading it, right? So that's how I started. Like I took psychology in my 11th and 12th grade only. So since more than it's been 5 years that I'm reading psychology, and it's a very interesting journey. It's a very transformative journey, to be honest. Psychology is a subject where, like, you reflect a lot about yourself, and I've seen people, like people have taken seriously. People have taken the subject seriously. I've seen people them transforming or, applying those principles, applying those theories into their lives and transforming. So
mm,
yeah, it like that's how it started, and now I can see myself as, growing up to be a clinical psychologist. It's not easy. Like I have to do an MPhil, and MPhil is a very rigorous course in India. I have to get a license from RCI, so to practice as psychologist, as a proper clinical psychologist. So it's not an easy process, but at the same time, it's very interesting and very gratifying. Very gratifying. You're helping someone to heal, and with and healing the healing happens in the most scientific way. And what all these psychotherapies that we're using, right, it's all research based, it's all evidence based, it's all empirical, it's all very scientific. So it makes a lot of sense, and seeing the progress is very gratifying, very gratifying. And there are a lot of options within the psychology. It's not like if only just clinical. There's always forensic. There is neuropsychology. There is military psychology. So there is so much within psychology that you can explore. There's corporate psychology. Like a lot of people in corporate world, they require mental health counseling. So yeah, it has a lot of dimensions to it, and mental health is much more important than physical health, is what I believe.
As someone who's seen that corporate world, I completely agree. Mental health is so important in that space. And I guess, especially when you're already carrying societal stigmatism or stigma badges with you, it's so important to be able to be free. And I must say, I really love your approach towards it. It's kind of a breath of fresh air. So, moving from the deep discussions of your wonderful career, your field and the prospects that you have, what does Aishwarya like to do when she's not fixing people up and or dancing?
Watching Netflix and chilling, and yeah, sleeping.
And which is
Oh,
that? Sorry. Um, which is your, I guess, which is the one, which is your one favorite show that you've always connected with?
um, I don't know. Like, every show was different, but yeah, I think I connected a lot with The Good Doctor,
Oh, good one.
and currently I'm watching Young Sheldon. So that is very cool. It is very cool.
As a Big Bang Theory fan, and as someone who is also watching Young Sheldon currently, that is so resonating. I completely agree. They've done so
Yes,
well with the spin-off.
exactly. I completely agree with you. Yes, I'm hooked onto it. I'm like I can watch all the time. Like eat my breakfast, lunch, dinner. It's that show.
Same here. And I think, if we had the opportunity, I think I could get into an involved deep discussion about Young Sheldon for the next hour and more. It's such an influential show as well. So Anyway, it's been a very interesting discussion, very enlightening. I am going to let you go very soon. I do know you're decently busy between watching Netflix and actually, dancing and creating a massive impact. So I just want to, finally, I guess, ask you if there was one message that you'd like to give to the audience, one thing that you'd like them to know.
I think creating the world more accessible to people with disabilities. So there's this. So we have like a small club within our university where we like just a group of us just started it like a year back. And in one of our programs, one of our initiatives, like one of this girl told in a thank you speech that it's always like it's not a it's not that we have problem or we are disabled, it's that the world is not accessible for us, right? So I think we can make we can make the world more accessible in terms of infrastructure and in terms of social communication, in terms of anything academically, socially. So that is a different discussion, to be very honest. Something on accessibility, we have to make a different talk on it. It's some, like, a lot of people don't understand how people with blindness read, or people with locomotor disability work, what kind of washrooms they need, what kind of you know um, assistive technology people use, even people with autism, what devices they use. There is no sort of awareness, and that is something that we need to educate them about. So it's not that we are disabled, it's just that the world is not made accessible for us.
Yesterday I was on a panel on inclusion, and now I'm thinking, I can't imagine how they did not bring you onto this panel, because I think you would have made such a profound, resounding impact, both through the fact that you walk your talk, and you're defying what society is trying to say by dancing, and by dancing well, showing that you don't have to be able to see to be able to dance, and by the fact that you're actually actively trying to create an impact. I think it's so inspiring, and personally I have completely been inspired. So thank you so much, Aishwarya, for joining us today. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for giving us your time and all of your wisdom. Um, and thank you guys for watching this and or listening this to this episode. This has been chapter 3 of Express to Impress. We will catch you in the next one. And by the way, wishing you guys a very happy International Disability Day. This will be coming out on the 3rd of December, as you know, because you'll be watching it on that day. And we'll see you in the next one.